To the second question. How would you view the effectiveness of the drug and mental health courts currently operating in Stark County? As prosecutor, how would you improve them? Mr. Giacomides, you answer first.
Well, for a long time we didn't really have, there was the people that are not quite, they certainly aren't not guilty by reason of insanity, but they certainly have mental health issues. And for a long time it wasn't addressed. The judges of our county are the ones that started the mental health courts. They deserve the credit for that. It's their employees that do the screening, and it's their employees that report to the court and say this person is an appropriate candidate for the Hope Track or the Polaris program at the Canton Municipal Court. And they have specially trained probation officers that know the medications. They can deal with the doctors that are working with these people, and they have special training in dealing with these probationers. So our county is very fortunate that we've had progressive judges who have implemented these procedures to deal with those people who are not so mentally ill, they don't know right from wrong, and they're not responsible, and are responsible for their actions, but they're certainly different than the average person that doesn't have mental health issues, and in that they are on medications. So I do believe our mental health court is one of the things we can point to and say, here's a great thing our judges have done. The Chance Court has been great. I've referred more people as a private attorney to the Chance Court and had more people graduate, my clients graduate from the Chance Court than any other lawyer in Stark County, with the exception of the Public Defender's Office. So I'm a believer in that. I've been a believer in that from the very beginning. And again, our judges deserve the credit for that because it's their employees that do the screening. It's their employees that report back to the court whether this is an appropriate person and they're amenable. And it's their magistrate that oversees that. We are fortunate that our judges have taken the lead in establishing a drug court and a mental health court. It's the job of the prosecutor's office to help the judges work those courts. And they've done a very good job.
Mr. Ferraro, your response.
Yes, and then our judges have done a fine job of implementing these programs. But our office was also involved in getting it started and implementing it. And this comes from the Supreme Court of Ohio. These diversion programs, and it was implemented here in Stark County. And we do work quite well with them, and how to better it. As my opponent says, he's sent a lot of clients there. We do take an active role in seeing that people are qualified. We don't want people there that are selling drugs to get into these programs. We want the people who are the addicts who get picked up for possession, and they qualify for this program. And that's what the role of the prosecutor is, to make sure we don't put a seller of drugs into those programs. The Hope program, again, that's for the mental health, and it's doing quite well. And again, we applaud the courts for implementing that.
Well, I have a master's degree.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, I thought I had 1 minute.
This is his response.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now I'm asking you the question. Would you like me to repeat it or not?
Yes, please.
How do you view the effectiveness of the drug and mental health courts currently operating in Stark County? As prosecutor, how would you improve them? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Again, we feel, being part of the programs, that they're going quite well. We are actively involved with the court to make sure the proper people are in there. Most of the criminal cases we see that are committed here felony-wise in Stark County can be attributed to alcohol, drugs, or a mental health issue. I think in the area of the mental health area, we probably need to do a little bit better job. It seems a lot of people are out there are being thrown out. There's no mental institutions anymore. The group homes are not there, and it just seems to be people walking out on the streets committing crimes. So I know our courts and my office are very concerned about this, because they do go out there and commit felonies, and it busies the court up, and it's one after another. So if anything we should do is put more time into the mental health issue, and I think working with professionals is the number one thing we should do. As far as the counselors, we do get information from them. We need to to work with the mental health board to make sure they get the proper funding. I know Judge Elam in Massillon has used the old state hospital to try to get beds out there to get people to get them to get the help they need. So it's an issue that the state sort of threw out into our county here by neglecting the mental health people. Back in the old days, they were taken care of by getting housing and by being instituted, but you know, nowadays they're out here causing us a lot of problems through crime.
Mr. Giacomitti's
Well,
response.
I have a master's degree in corrections from Kent State University, and that is a graduate program that focused on diversion and on these different courts: diversion courts, drug court, mental health court, honor court, veterans court. So I have not only experience firsthand with the clients, but I also have a graduate education in that field. I have represented people and had people found not guilty by reason of insanity. So I have firsthand courtroom experience. Unlike my predecessor, I've tried 500 jury trials. I don't know of one jury trial he's tried in the common pleas court. So I've dealt with this both in an academic sense and had that education, and that was 1977 when I got that master's degree, and in a personal sense, dealing actually with the people face to face. So I have a very broad experience in the criminal justice system on both sides. Probation officer with a master's degree in corrections, dealing with diversion, and dealing with the actual clients themselves. So frankly, my experience is simply unmatched in this area.